the most exciting thing was getting his number. And then it just got weirder and weirder from there.
Hello and welcome. My name is Katie Mack and I'm the host and creator of Single Sounds, the only interactive dating podcast that helps single Londoners find a date. This week's character is looking for someone with an easygoing personality, has the weird, and will enjoy a good dance night out, probably to Little Mix, Whitney or Rihanna. If you enjoyed the podcast, please remember to follow, rate and review. The reason I'm asking you to do this is so the podcast reaches more people and increases the diversity of listeners and characters of the podcast. This means we can increase your chances of finding someone perfect for you and create more positive first date experiences. And if you'd like to date today's guest, write into the Instagram at Single Sounds. The link is in the show notes. If you do go on a date with this person, you'll do well not to ghost her, ask for a picture on your first date, or dress up spoons as something it's not.
Hi.
Nice to have you here.
Lovely to be here.
So let's dive into your profile. Who, what, where. So who are you sexually attracted to?
Men.
And what are you looking for?
So looks-wise, I don't really think I have like a type. I think personality is more important. So I don't know, just someone that it's easy to talk to about anything and everything and just
Nice.
chat flows. And then age-wise, I'm 25, so probably like absolute minimum would be 23.
Okay, yeah.
And then max 30. 30 would actually go, but yeah, I guess it makes sense, 5 years older.
Yeah, no, I've heard that before. It's like everyone kind of panics at 30. It's so interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I think it's just that extra decade just feels a bit old, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know, because like when I was 24, I probably would have been like, yeah, 29. But something about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's so weird. I think it's just, maybe it's a society thing of we've got 30 in our head of like, that's when you're a proper adult and you need to have your shit together. Do you have any height preferences?
Well, I'm pretty short, so I don't think it's something I ever really think about.
Yeah, that's good.
I think I'm all right on that front, yeah.
Finally, where would you like to date?
In London, and I'm South London, so south of the river preferably. But just bringing up that thing that's been on the podcast a few times, the 45-minute door-to-door, I just think is a metric you can't go wrong with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think probably that. But I would go north of the river, obviously, because if it's the right person, I don't really mind. But yeah.
So what are your two truths and a lie?
I have been an extra in a James Bond film. I have met a member of Little Mix in a club. And finally, I got my job by doing a presentation on Rihanna.
I love that. All celebrities, but like different variations. That's cool. Extra in James Bond film. Why not? I mean, yeah, it's British.
Yeah, yes.
I'll have it. I'll take it. That could be real. Yeah, meeting Little Mix in a club. Again, you could have done that. Like, why not? I'm sure they go out. Again, British. So
they're about.
Yeah, they could be around in London. And I don't know what you do as a job. So that's interesting. I can see that. That one's not the lie to me. I think that's cool. And there could have been lots of variations on Rihanna, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to guess James Bond is the lie.
Correct.
Yes. I love it when I get it right.
My dad was an extra in a James Bond film. I stole it from him.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is he an actor?
No, not at all. Like, it was in Octopussy, I believe. I've never seen it. And they
didn't even watch it?
Yeah, and they...
That's savage.
Well, yeah. They just needed like a load of Indians, so they were just grabbing them off the street. And they're like, do you want to be in that James Bond?
That's shocking.
And my dad and my auntie were like, yeah. My dad very much, I think, took the approach of, like, I do not actually want to be in this film. I'm going to be in the crowd at the back. And my auntie was like, I'm going to be in this film. And I believe there's a shot of her in the film.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And you haven't even watched it?
Well, yeah, savage. They have it at their house paused on the moment she's in it. So I've seen the freeze frame.
Oh, okay, fine.
I've just not seen the whole film.
Yeah. Hilarious. You're not a James Bond fan then? No.
It's all right. Yeah.
Not really. As a no. So you did do a presentation on Rihanna? Yeah.
So basically, for my job, they said, we just want you to do a 5-minute presentation on anything.
Okay.
And they were like, here's a tip. Do it on something you're actually interested in so it comes across. And I was like, so I'm a software developer. I was like, I am not going to do a presentation on Python. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I am not, like, there's no way I'm going to be passionate about that. So I was like, what am I passionate about? And I was like, Rihanna. I like this when I was living at home. I told my parents, and they were like, "Don't do that. Like, you're making a big mistake." And
Do the Python.
And I was like, "Yeah, but I feel like it'll be good. Like, I feel like I can make it good." So I did it, and literally I turned the camera on for my interview, and it was like 3 middle-aged white men, and I just thought, "Oh no. God, I have not read the room." And then I did it, and yeah, I got the job, and my manager actually afterwards said to me that was the reason I got it, because he was like, when you put that on the screen, I thought, oh no, like, what is this girl doing? But then he was like, by the end of it, I loved Rihanna.
Yeah.
And he was like, and I had all these like feminist facts to tell all my like girlfriends.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, cool. Well, there you go. So yeah, that got me the job.
Yeah, they actually enjoyed it, and your passion would have come through. I bet everyone else did actually their job, or like tried to twist it maybe.
Yeah, or like I think a lot of people do like book reviews, or like like something like that. Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah, depends what the book is. Like this could be really dull.
Yeah.
I wonder what mine would be on. Probably dating, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it'd be hard to think of how to do that in a work presentation. Yeah, I think it does show creativity, right? Because like if you just say to most people, "I'll do a presentation on Rihanna," they'd be like, for your future job, they'd be like, "What do I even write?" Yeah. Like, other than, I don't know, I was thinking maybe Barbados. Like, just go along that. Like, something about Barbados. I don't know.
That's where it started. Basically, I did it like a journey of how she's gone from growing up, and then how her music career started, and then how like she's just transformed her career into and like changed so many industries. Basically, doing the presentation right now.
Do it. That's great. What was the other one? Oh, the Little Mix. Who did you meet?
Yeah, this was really recently, actually. In Ibiza, we were out, and one of my friends saw Jordan, you know, her boyfriend. She was like, oh my God, that's Jordan. And then we were like, Jade must be here. And also, I love Little Mix, and Jade is my favourite.
Yeah. So
we were losing our shit. And then we were like, she must be here. And you know, she has that like mane of hair.
Yeah.
So we were like, find the mane. and then she was just there, like right in front of her. I wouldn't have dared to say hi, but then my friend was like, Jade.
Oh, I would have. Yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
Beeline.
And then we actually like got to speak to her. But then I think he was really like, we don't want more people to notice this. Because people weren't. It was really weird.
Yeah.
So they moved on quite quickly, but I don't think I've ever been starstruck, and I was starstruck. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so fair. I know celebrities that do that. My dad had similar with Paul McCartney. He saw him in the street, and he went up to him and said hi, and he didn't want to cause a scene because he was like, if I sign anything, it will then like be so obvious, and people will be like, oh, who's that? Yeah. But he just said, I'll just shake your hand and say Merry Christmas, and because it was like December, so that's what they did.
That's like, so nice.
It's so cool. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of what she did with you. She just said like, oh hi, like nice to meet you, bye.
Just gave us our little moment. That's all we needed.
Yeah, that's all we needed. That was a great story. What is your moan of the moment?
So it's basically just a moan in general.
Okay, that's
dating
fine.
Related.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Keeping it relevant.
Yeah, just ghosting. Yeah, I feel like this would be a common moan, but then so many people do it, so I don't really get where it comes from. Yeah, I just think I would never do it, so I just find it difficult to understand when other people do.
Only time I've done it is when it's a mutual ghost and like no one's messaged.
That's completely fine. Like I've done that as well, where you go on a few dates and like neither of you message, and you're like, okay, that's fine. But I just think if you're like actively messaging someone and they're actively not ignoring you, but reading your. Leaving you on red. Yeah, and like it's clear. Do you know what I mean? And also if it's like completely out of the blue. So if you've actually been like dating, then the worst is when they like come back a month or two later and act like nothing happened, and you're just like, that is weird. It's like, they do that, don't they? They resurface sometimes, and you're just like, that's even worse almost. What annoys me about that is some people must say yes. Because why would you keep doing it? Like, so many people have done that. I post some picture on Instagram and then all of a sudden they've really popped up. And you're like,
This is so obvious. Like, I can see what you're doing.
Literally. And it's just like, I think once they do that as well, it's like all respect is lost for them.
Yeah.
There's no point trying, like, it's done.
Yeah, it's never going to be a relationship, is it?
Yeah, and I just think, like, I'd rather know. I'm like okay with someone not fancying me, but like it's annoying knowing someone doesn't have the respect for you to just message. Do you know what I mean? Also,
it just gives it a nice ending of completeness.
Yeah.
You just want to know, like, okay, I don't need to invest any more time or energy in you. I think most people, when they receive that message, they're like okay about it. Like, I always am, especially if it's worded quite nicely, like, it's been great to get to know you, best of luck with everything, but I just don't feel it. Like, fine.
And it's just not that deep. Like, I think some people ghost because they're like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings, but I feel like that's quite like assuming of them to think that it's gonna really upset you when you'll probably like be fine about it.
100%. They're assuming that you're sensitive almost. Like, and you're not
chill.
Especially nowadays, like, our age of dating is quite savage. I think a lot of people are just like, no, don't worry, like, we met on an app, it's not deep, like you said, leave it, but you don't need to be precious about it. Very relatable. We'll stick on the dating topic, so let me know your worst dating story.
This is like pretty rogue from start to finish.
Okay, I'm excited.
So I'll just set the scene a little bit. It was like when we were coming out of COVID, and I'd moved down to London in lockdown, so I was so ready to like date and get out there again. We were at this bar and we were all saying, oh, the bartender's quite hot, like, when you ask him out, joking. And then I was like, you know what, like, I'm bored, I'm gonna ask him out. To be honest, that was like the most exciting thing, was getting his number. And then it just got weirder and weirder from there. So we decided to meet and we were queuing for this pub. It was the Crown and Shuttle in Shoreditch. But the queue, there must be like football on or something, because the queue was really long. So I was like, should we just go somewhere else? Like, we'll probably be able to get a table somewhere else. And then he was like, oh, well, I was at this bar before I met you. It's really fancy, but like really cheap. I was like, obviously we'll go there then. Like, definitely do that. So we go there and it is the Spoons on Liverpool Street Station.
Oh my gosh, no way.
And I'm like, you know, I'm not snobby about these things. Happy to go to a Spoons, but it was just the dressing it up of this really fancy bar. Like, not even pub, like this really fancy bar, but it's really cheap. And it was also like, we got in there and, you know, like coming out of COVID with the Perspex screens in between the tables, it was hilarious. But at this point, I already knew it wasn't going to be a great date. So I thought, the cheaper I can get out of this, you know, like Spoons. I think I spent 15 quid that evening because the drinks are so cheap, obviously. He just started saying some weird stuff, like, we're talking about going out in London, where's good to go out? He said, yeah, I went to this place the other day. It was like really busy, some really nice bars, really cool. I was like, oh, where was it? He said, I think it was Soho, do you know? And I was like, what? Like, where is this boy? Like, where has he come from? What is going on?
Sounds like he doesn't go out a lot. Like, the Spoons, maybe, did he not know it was a Spoon?
Well, I thought, so he was Portuguese, so I thought, give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, maybe he just doesn't know, like, obviously Spoons is quite a British culture thing. But one, he worked in a bar in London, like in the pub scene, and two, he lived here for 8 years.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like he was brand new to and like grown up, like in the years of where he would be going out and starting to go out. It was like 16 to whatever age you were. Do you know what I mean? Right. So I was just baffled. And then
do you know Soho's a bit? Like, I
was like, what? Yes. And then to top it all off, just chatting about COVID again, and he goes, you don't actually believe in all of that, do you?
Oh no.
And I was like,
oh no.
What do you mean? And he said, oh, you know, it was invented by a Japanese billionaire to like sell PPE.
Oh no.
I was like, what? So then at that point I was like, right, I'm gonna go home after this drink, and obviously I was just waiting until it was an acceptable amount of drinks to leave a date that whole time.
So fair.
And then he went, okay, just 1 minute, called his friend over that worked there who was a bouncer and asked him to take a photo of us. So he got a photo of us in Spoons. Like, it's full, I'm sat on like one of those high chairs, he's leaning over me, carpet, Perspex screen, like, it is hilarious. And yeah, just so weird.
I actually think I might have said no. I think it would have been like,
No.
I guess I should have done that. I don't know why. I've told so many people that story and no one has said that. I don't know why I said yes. Yeah.
I think I would have been like, why? I don't know.
Yeah, but I could tell that he thought it was going well.
Right. So, maybe he thought he was being really cute.
Yeah.
And taking that first photo so you could look back on it.
Yeah. You know when you're on a date and they're like, not saying like, oh, we should do that, but you mention stuff and they're like, oh yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And like, I wasn't giving anything. I was like, topic change. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't have really been less into it. So yeah, I feel like maybe that's why I said yes. Because I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just pathetic. I don't know.
You're not pathetic. You're just a nice person. I think I'm funny with photos and stuff anyway. So maybe that's why I thought of it. I think it's a bit like asking your permission, right? I think I would have been like, no, like, normally you don't need to ask, like, can I take a photo? And if someone is asking, you're kind of like, why?
Yeah.
I'm with you. A bit like if I said to you today, like, can I take a photo of you? I think you'd be like, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you need it? Like, you can see me.
With my track record, maybe I wouldn't be. Maybe I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Take them all you like. I wonder if he's kept it.
Yeah, well, actually, I mean, this is awful. I did feel quite bad about this, but I messaged my friends and they were like, you need to get him to send it to you.
Yeah.
I messaged them on the day, so I do actually have the photo. I feel awful. I felt bad like saying that and then obviously like not seeing him again. But I'm so glad for myself that I have it because it's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I think it is your property. Like, you can have a photo of yourself.
Yeah, true. That's so true, actually, yeah.
Okay, what is your most irrational fear?
So my most irrational fear, and it's always been this, is becoming a meme. I just hate the idea of being immortalised of one moment of your life.
Yeah, I've had a few that are like similar, like a Reddit forum was one of them.
Yeah.
I think people just don't want to go viral, right?
Yeah, and I actually have that because that's one of the prompts on Hinge. That's like one of my things. And people always reply, why? Like, that would be my dream. I would love this. You could make money off it. I just think, oh, no.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll be doing stuff. I'll be like doing something and I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm going to become a meme. Like, I need to stop doing this.
It is concerning.
Yeah, especially I always remember in the library, I'd always be like, you know, when you get stressed and you have that moment of silence in the library and you're like, oh my God. I remember watching a video of a guy like having a breakdown in the library. So then whenever I was in the library like freaking out about something in uni, I'd be like, don't react too much, like you're going to become a meme. Or like parking. I'm so bad at parking. And I've seen so many memes of videos of people trying to park.
Yeah. Oh, I'd hate for someone to film me parking. The parallel park. I've got quite high curbs, like outside my flat. It takes me a good 4 goes. Like, if someone's filming that from the, you know, it's like the aerial view.
That's exactly what I'm picturing. It's like my worst fear.
Oh, it'd be so bad. At least I guess if you're in the car, like it's less you.
Yeah. But you would just know.
The ones I'm like so afraid of are like the close-ups of your face or like something like that.
Or like pissed on a night out.
Yeah.
Like those ones. You know, the one when that guy is whispering in the girl's ear and she's like,
yeah.
That went everywhere. That is hilarious. But honestly, that's just my worst nightmare. Or even worse, being the guy in that picture.
The guy. That's what I think of. I always think of it negatively somewhere. I'm always like, I'm going to be the worst or like the most embarrassing in it. We, as a friendship group, we've actually just experienced going viral on TikTok. And we did like a fancy dress reel. It was British icons, the theme. So like with all the Rush videos going on at the moment, TikTok have like lapped it up. We're on like 100k likes.
Nice.
And like 700k views. Like it's a bit insane.
Yeah.
But people are so mean. Like
really?
Honestly, like obviously there was like 16 of us, I think, in the video. Maybe 17, and we're like, you know, just a friendship group, so like none of us are taking it very seriously, and we're not famous, so it's just funny. But people are writing like awful stuff, being like they're clearly all Tories, because we're in like this ridiculous Airbnbs. It looks like a mansion. It's got like statues everywhere. We hated it. It was so hideous and spooky. But all these people commenting being like, oh, what sort of like rich middle class stuff is this? Like, honestly, and it just like reading like my costume was a rain cloud, and some people like loved it and other people hated it and were writing like, oh, the rain cloud pissed me off. And it's like, what did I do? I literally stood in a video. Like,
I just don't understand where people get the audacity. Like, I love reading TikTok comments, don't get me wrong, it's half the fun.
Yeah.
But like, they just pick fights on anything. It's mad.
And it's like, why would someone dressed as a rain cloud piss you off? Like, I mean, why would you write that?
Relax.
And it had like no likes, you know, like none of these did, because everyone's just like, why are you hating on these random people? Like, it's so rogue.
Yeah, so weird.
But yeah, so now, like, honestly, from that tiny flavour of like just seeing how mean people can be about fancy dress costumes, like, I don't want to know what they'd say about some horrific meme. I think it's a valid irrational fear. Maybe not irrational. Maybe,
I don't know. Maybe it isn't irrational in this day and age.
Let me know your non-negotiables. Back to dating.
I feel like there's like fundamentals in just you have to be kind of like morally aligned. You know what I mean? Have like the same ideas on like social issues and stuff. Without getting into all the serious stuff, I think my main personality ones would be, I think they would have to not be a picky eater.
Yeah, fair.
Because I feel like that would be one of the most exciting thing about going out with someone is like actually experiencing new restaurants together and things like that. And also I'm very much a get two mains and let's go halves kind of vibe. So I think that's definitely important for me.
I've literally just had it. One of my best friends, she will not mind me saying this, she just started dating a guy who's a vegetarian, and she's raised it as an amber flag, because she's like, it's not a red flag obviously, but she's a massive foodie. Like, she has her own baking account, and he's deciding whether to go vegan, and she's like, no, like you can't even like try my baking. Like, what? It's just like small things like that. And she was like, what restaurants are we going to go to? Like, because to get good vegan food, obviously you have to go to the really good vegan ones, really. And I was like, Mildred's is amazing, but you don't want to go like every time. So I do see the dilemma. Even like an amber flag.
Completely. Amber for sure. But then I don't know, because I'm like, I think it's such a big part of like, I just love eating food and trying new food that it would probably be so annoying if they were like, oh, and I just want to go to the same place every night. Or even worse, if you go somewhere really nice and they order like something really basic.
Yeah, because that's all they can eat.
Yeah, that would obviously annoy me so much. And then my second one is gotta love a dance on a night out. I can't be doing with too cool for school, two-step-in vibes. Like,
the bob.
I find that less attractive than a terrible dancer that's just having a good time.
Agreed, I'd rather someone just go for it.
Yeah, and like, that's my favourite part of going out and stuff, so it's got to be shared. Again, I feel like that was like is a big part of a relationship as well, so you've got to like have that.
I think being on different night schedules is very hard to like work that through. Like, if you want to go out and dance and they just want to sit in at home, like it can work, and obviously you can go out with your friends, but it is so nice to share those things. So just two
I think.
Not many.
Just two, I think.
Not so picky. That's good. Final question, drink of choice.
So I like will drink anything on a night out, but I'm going down the route of cocktail of choice. That's cool. So at the moment, loving a picante. It's a margarita, but I think like you can get spicy margs, which are just like maybe with a chili tequila or with a bit of chili in. But with a picante, they like put a fresh jalapeno in it and shake it with it. So it's kind of like just a bit infused, super fresh.
That's nice.
And it's excellent.
I will be ordering that. That sounds good. Is it like a classic? Is that just like a standard cocktail?
Well, some places have it, or like you'll ask the bar. It's like a thing that all bartenders know.
Okay, yeah.
But then I have been to some places and they don't really know, and then they just annihilate you with chili. Like, it's unbearable.
It's like they've just quickly Googled like what it is, and then they've like, jalapenos, great, chili.
It's like, okay, she's ordered a drink I don't know and she wants chili. I'll give her chili. And then it's like, wow, like I'm not enjoying this at all, but I was the pain who asked for it, so I've got a deal.
Okay, bestie rec time. So I've reached out to one of your friends. I hope this is a surprise. I think it might be, but we'll see. You let me know.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, it's nice, don't worry.
5 reasons to date my best friend. Number 1, she's got the weird. You either have it or you don't, and this girl's definitely got it. Expect 10 out of 10 dance moves and someone who loves to stay for the lock-in. But be ready to witness some questionable dance routines to Little Mix or Whitney. Number 2, she's the TV queen. She has the best TV recommendations from series shows to the worst but best reality TV shows. She's got it all, but be ready for her to hog the remote at all times. Number 3, she has the best family, who are up there with the most fun family you'll ever meet. There's endless tequila shots, karaoke, and they have amazing dinner parties. The bonus is you'll be meeting them pretty soon if you're lucky enough to get with her, because she's living with her brother. And number 4, she's the best driver I know. With stalling mid-roundabouts and all the near-death experiences, you'll well and truly be in for the ride of your life. Lastly, she's a well-travelled queen. She's been here, there and everywhere, and doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon, so look forward to lots of holidays and weekend trips away with her. But to sum her up, she's the most caring, attentive, kind, intellectual friend going. She's a massive advocate for fairness and equality, but most of all, she's so fun. You'll never have a dull day with her, because even those days, watching the reality TV shows are the best kind of days.
Oh, it's so nice.
It's really nice.
So sweet.
Really sweet. I love the comment about your family. That was so sweet.
Yeah, I know. It's so unexpected. But yeah, I guess they are like quite a big part of me. You know, like knowing me. So yeah, it was
That's nice. Also, she said, do you have like a karaoke machine at home?
No, I don't really think we do karaoke, to be honest. But I guess we do singing along and dancing and stuff. Maybe that's where it's come from. Yeah. But yeah, we do. My parents do love a tequila shot, so
that's fun. Yeah, I like that. I think also the main other thing that we haven't talked about is TV. Yeah,
so just love it. Just love a good watch. Love a good series. Love a good series recommendation. But then I love watching series, so love giving those recommendations, especially when it's something like Euphoria. I was the first person to watch that for ages, and then I was so excited when people telling people to watch it, and then you can discuss.
It was a bit of a slow burner, that one, wasn't it?
Which was crazy because it was so good. And then when
really different as well.
Yeah, I just love chatting to people about it as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then she got in the classics of Little Mix and the driving.
Yeah, and the weird thing, she said she's got weird. Yeah, is because we always say that it's we don't know how to explain it, but when you meet someone, you can tell if they've got the weird or not. And it's if they've got the weird, we'll get on with them. And if they've not, they're all right, but it's not going to be a proper friendship.
Oh,
I don't know how, not that they are weird, it's just they've got that little bit of
difference about them.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now I want to know if I have the weird, but I feel like even if I didn't, you're not going to say.
No, you can tell if people have got the weird. It's they're just... Well, I feel like you're doing a podcast and stuff, you're very outgoing anyway, and that's kind of half of the weird vibe.
Is it they're easy to get along with?
Yeah, and it's they don't... I think the main thing is you don't take yourself seriously. Oh, that's probably where the weird boundary goes. And again, going back to the nights out, whenever we go on a night out, we just love letting our hair down. I don't sound like a middle-aged woman. But we just love, letting loose and doing whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a bit more conserved in that environment, then that would be you not having the weird.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
No, I get it. Okay, final section. This or that.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 options. Just go with your gut. Are you good at decisions?
I feel sometimes depends on the decision, which I guess is quite indecisive in itself. But yeah.
No, it's fair. We'll see how you go. Would you rather have a tattoo of the title of the last book you read or the last TV show you watched?
Not book. The last book I just read was that Everything I Know About Love.
Oh, that's a great book.
I don't want that.
So you don't want it. No.
And my last TV series was The Wilds. That's kind of mysterious.
That's a bit
that
better.
Could mean something.
Yeah, and it's short.
Yeah.
That's a better option.
Yeah.
Would you rather be punished for a crime you didn't commit, or have someone else take credit for one of your major accomplishments?
Definitely someone take credit for my accomplishments.
Yeah.
Who would pick the other one?
I don't know. I guess maybe if it's you're really proud of something, or it's your business. Yeah. And somehow someone else is
taking it.
Yeah.
But then it's not you're really suffering, whereas in the other one you're just fully suffering for no reason.
Yeah. Agreed. Good choice. Would you rather always have wet socks or a small rock in your shoe?
I hate wet socks.
I'd pick the small stone because sometimes you can get it in a good spot.
That's exactly what I was thinking. In between the big and the next toe.
Yeah.
Get it there. You'll be fine.
You could just like adjust it a bit.
Yeah.
Or at the top of your foot. Sometimes that's okay. Or like the bit that goes like dipped for your toes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You could wedge it there.
Yeah.
Wet socks, you'd just be cold a lot.
Yeah, and it's just the feeling of it. Like, there's nothing worse than when you like get changed, then you go in the bathroom and someone's just showered. Yeah. And the wet socks.
Oh yeah, on that. Oh. Yeah. I was thinking like they're completely soaked as well, so you'd get like blisters.
Oh god, yeah.
Would you rather bathe in? These are all bad. Would you rather bathe in the dishwater or wash dishes in your bath water?
It's got to be wash dishes in the bath water.
Yeah.
Surely.
You're not bathing in dishwater.
Oh, no.
No.
Food floating around.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Both are pretty grim. Wash dishes in your bath water. You could have just got in there for like a minute.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah. And I really hate, like washing up bowls. They're gross, aren't they? And that's what I'm imagining, a whole bath of that.
My whole old housemate was obsessed with getting a bowl, and I was like, why do we need them? We don't.
I don't get it either.
Because then it's literally the same. It's like you're re-washing the dirty dishes in the other dirty dishes. Yeah, people do that anyway.
Yeah.
The bath water is probably more hygienic than that. So at least there's more of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you rather be reincarnated as an insect or stop existing when you die?
I think reincarnated as an insect.
Okay.
I think because I recently saw a TikTok of those ant hives.
Oh, yeah.
Where they it was pretty savage. They filled it with cement or whatever and probably killed them all. So that wasn't good. But it was really cool, the thing that came out of it. And I just think it'd be quite cool to be an ant and being one of them. Yeah. See it, in real life.
Yeah, it's a good one. You could be like an ant in the jungle so you wouldn't get killed. Well, your nest wouldn't get killed.
Yeah.
I've really struggled to think of what insect I would be, because I think I'd rather that than just stop existing. Ants are hard work. Butterflies, cool.
Cool to fly. I mean, you can't deny that.
Cool to fly. But then, I feel like they all do a lot of work. So
yeah, just the
something
just
a
the
bit more
insect
chill.
Life,
Yeah,
it's
like
a
stick insect. They don't move.
Yeah.
But then is that boring?
But then they don't move. Yes.
And you're probably in a cage or like a glass.
Yeah, maybe like a ladybug, because everyone loves.
Oh, and they fly.
Yeah,
got that ability.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's good.
Go. Yeah,
that's a good one. Okay, last one. Dating related. Would you rather date someone with bad breath or bad manners?
I think bad breath, because I always carry mints anyway. So I just be like, mint?
Mint?
Every 30 minutes? Mint?
Bad manners.
Bad manners would be embarrassing. Bad breath would be embarrassing, but I think bad manners would be so embarrassing if you're on a date and they were really rude to the waitress or whatever. You'd be it would just be awful. Yeah.
Agreed. And I feel like that would be harder to correct because they'd probably be defensive about how they are. I'm guessing they're that way for a reason. So
yeah, bad breath is disgusting.
But yeah, you're right. I think bad manners would give me an ick more.
And it can't be managed. I think that's what I was going for. You can manage the breath situation.
Agreed. And that concludes the podcast. Do you have any final words?
Just thanks for having me. Had a really good time.
Lovely, thank you.
So, if you love to dance, share food and fancy trying a picante, contact the podcast if you'd like to date today's guest, or you thought, I want to try a new way of dating, or just come and have a fun chat with me and be a guest in a future episode. Thank you for listening and see you next Tuesday.